and then we can begin. Okay. There we go. It just gave my little alert that I was live. Okay, perfect. So, welcome to the 12 days of Maniology. I am so excited. Even this manicure would not be possible without Maniology stamping plates. So if anybody that is joining today or coming in that's already subscribed does not know about Maniology, well, these 12 days are going to show you a whole lot about Maniology. Now, earlier today, I did a live where we unboxed the brand new colors from Madame Glam's Jingle and Joy collection. And in that collection, they have these 5 stunning glitters. So I thought, what better way to kick off the 12 days of Maniology leading to Christmas Day than to use these gorgeous December colors. And I've been so excited. I didn't even want to say anything earlier. The plate that we're going to be using today is the very first plate that Maniology sent me when they first reached out. So now, fast forward, I have been a brand ambassador for them for an entire year. And in this span, I have learned so much about stamping. So for anybody that's interested, I have a discount code. It is Raven Art. One word, RAVENART. Raven Art for 10% off. And that gets you 10% off of Maniology. Now, when I first started stamping with them, I had never stamped before. I was very intimidated. And, you know, it's like when this large company reaches out and they're like, hey, we want you to be an ambassador. And I'm like, oh, that's exciting, but how can I be an ambassador for something that I am not good at? And really, they wanted somebody who was very fresh and didn't know how to stamp because they wanted to show how beginner-friendly their tools are. And honestly, the very first set that I ever did, I was very proud of, but obviously there was little nuances that I could learn about placement and other things. Now fast forward, ooh, we got some stickiness here. Fast forward a year later, I have learned so much. So I wanted to take that very first stamping plate and go into it again. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just going in and cleaning off all of my stampers. And something I also like to do, obviously because I film content, I like to take off like a sheath of this and kind of create like a sticky, I don't know, like a wand. And that's where I go in. And if it's a window, you can pop that out. But if it's just showing here, when you're actually going to place, you want the clearest window. So I actually just take this all collected up and go into here. So any area that does not have like a glass window, or rather a plastic window, I go in and cleanse this just so that I can place my images way better and all that stuff, because you won't have hair. So jelly, obviously, everything likes to stick to it. So what's it called? The lint roller is going to be your best friend. Also, they sent over something called a cotton claw. I've been using this for 1 year. It is just my go-to. This is to clean all your plates. So, first, I cleaned all my jelly stampers, so I have those ready. Now, I'm just putting the caps on, but I will take those off right before I stamp. Gotta make sure you have a scraper. So, for the first day of Maniology, we are going to be using, as I mentioned, that Peppermint swirl plate. Now, I'm just going to quickly put on some gloves, so we're going to cover up that gorgeous manicure. Hi, Riri! How are you doing, sissy? So, I'm just going to cover up this Maniology and Madame Glam Mani, and we're going to get into stamping. Now, they sent over this organization book or organizer book, and I am so obsessed with it. So we're just going to pop that book out to get the, because as I mentioned, this was the very first, oh, I'm doing well, honey. Happy holidays. This is the very first stamping plate they ever sent me. So it's going to be deep in the mix, if you will. So all of these are plates that they've sent me, and then as well plates that I've purchased. So all the ones with the blue film are ones that I haven't gotten to open yet. Okay, so this is the Peppermint. I believe it was Peppermint Swirl. So this was the very first stamping plate that I ever got. So let's just clean this girl up. So I'll usually go in, I get this from the beauty supply, but this is 99% alcohol. Oh, I'm so happy to have you here, honey. So this is 99%, and I just load it up in this like push top, because then I literally will go in, push, 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 dispense exactly what I need. I find that I don't have as much waste. And I'm also working on top of Maniology silicone matte. And before I stamp, I always will clean. Oh my god, these are gorgeous. I'll always clean that plate. And then something also, I actually purchased this. This is from Maniology as well. And you can use it as a dampen dish, so you can put solution inside there. Or I just like to use it for all of my tools. Okay, so now that we have that, another thing before I start stamping, I will usually always make sure that I have some kind of paper towel, or as they say in the UK, kitchen roll. So I directly will put that underneath so I have a place to scrape. But first, before we start with all of that, I want to go into the colors here. So this is actually a little, how do I say, like a window into my process. I have to buy new stands. These stands are, this is like 4 different stand packs together because these things break when you take them off. It's quite annoying. But these colors, let me see how I want to arrange them. Because these 4 are going to be the ones that are going to be visible. So blue, green, tinsel, purple, red. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. And I really love, so I love marrying the two between gel and stamping. Gels will always cure with a tacky, like a sticky inhibition layer, and that inhibition layer is really great to have product like your stamp stick to. If not, I also have a foil gel that works like chef's kiss. Now, I am going to make sure that I take the little nubs off of here because this is usually what will like crack your jelly stamper. So first, starting off with Fireside Sparkle. It's a stunning red. And I am going to do 2 thin coats of these. So what I think I'll do is I'll do the 1 coat, I'll shape them, and then do the 2nd coat so that we can keep the inhibition layer without me having to stack something else. So the first color we used was Fireside Sparkle. Next is Twilight Tulle. This is one of my favorite colors. It makes me so emotional to be able to go back and use this stamping plate because, again, as I mentioned, when I first used it. It was my introduction to stamping, period. Next up is Mistletoe Glow. Oh my god, these are so bright. Mistletoe Glow. Oh my goodness. It just glides like butter. Okay, so that's the third color. Okay. I actually realized I should just leave these open, so I'm going to be going in for that second coat. I am going to make sure the new LEO lamp I'm using is off to the side, because heaven knows if those bottles are open, it's liable to cure. So next up is Midnight Tinsel. Perfect. And then last but not least, as I tried to close that one, I'm going to need it, is Arctic Pearl. Oh my gosh, Arctic Pearl, this color was the very first one I swatched from this collection, and I just fell in love. It's very icy. I was saying in the last stream, very much giving Xenon, I always want to say Warrior Princess, Xenon Girl from 21st Century. Okay, so this is featuring all of the shimmers from the brand new Madame Glam collection. Just going to throw those in the lamp for 60 seconds. Okay, so I turn that on. I'm just going to face the lamp elsewhere so it doesn't cure anything. Aww, I'm just so happy to have you guys here. Thank you so very much. So I'm going to be either featuring for the 12 days of Maniology, it's either going to be a live like we're doing today, or it's going to be a full video. It could also be a short. So just make sure that you're staying tuned and you have all my notifications on so you don't miss those videos. Either way you look at it, we are going to be featuring a Maniology plate every day leading up to Christmas. So, as I was mentioning before, this makes me so emotional to look at, because this was the very first plate that I ever used. And I remember getting so frustrated and like, why isn't it picking up perfect? And I've just learned so much. So I can't wait to get into this. Because at this point, now I know how to isolate, and I could even make each peppermint a different color. So I'm just so happy that we've learned the things. Okay, so before we go in for that second coat, I did want to just take the nubs off of these, because again, when you stamp, this is what could like rip open your stamper. It said you ended your live and it wouldn't let you in. No, I'm so sorry, Sugar. Thank you so much for coming. The perseverance is real. So I'm going to quickly, just as I mentioned, take those little nubs off. So I will just cover this so we don't get anything on our station. Okay, so it's really important when you're doing nails on yourself or on somebody else and you're doing stamping with the jelly stamper that you do this step. Make sure there's no nub or any like sharp edge. So if you're like, for instance, stamping on stilettos, be very careful, because that stiletto can just rip into that. Aw, thank you, Sugar. Oh my gosh, that means the world. I swear there was only a couple folks in here, and as soon as you came in and started lighting up, you brought the magic with you, honey. Okay, so I just quickly took that nub off of each of them. And as I mentioned, the natural sticky inhibition, like that tacky layer that's on the polish, we want. So that's why before we go in with our second coat here, I wanted to go in. And this time I'm actually just going in with some 99% alcohol. And we're just going to scrub the nails. Oh yes, I forgot. Out of all of these, if you don't cure this double, you lose some of the color. So I'm actually going to just cure this one more time before I start wiping with the alcohol because I don't want the color to dull. Oh, I adore you, sisters. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yeah, we're going to have to definitely try a few of these peppermint swirls because I think... So in the set that I did, I believe I only got to use this one of these, so I think it was Sweet But Twisted. I wasn't able to do this. I think this was too advanced. I wanted to do it, but I couldn't, so we're freaking doing that. And I think this. And so when I stacked these, which I love, they give like stackable designs. I think when I did these, they were like off center, and the... what is it called? Like the lines on the candy cane weren't proper. So we're definitely doing this just to pair them better than I did last time. So you were saying, Sugar, you love the swirl on the right. So is that the swirl? Like the swirl? Okay, so I'm just going to let that cure for one more. And then we're going to go in with the 5 colors. And then we'll go right into picking up and stamping and doing all the stuffs. The one thing I'm thinking, though, is so for these, you have to let them fully dry. So I think I'm just going to pick that up now. So let me just quickly grab the colors we're going to use today. Because there's some that you're going to want to be virtually like wet and tacky, and there's ones that you want fully dry. And for the ones that fully dry, if I have any issues with adhesion, I am going to use the foil gel glue because I found that that just works so seamlessly. And if you guys have not checked out Madame Glam's foil gel, you need to. This helped me with the manicure I'm wearing. Top left corner on the bottom. I'm so bad with this. Okay, so top left corner and bottom right corner. Is that right? Okay. So bad. So yeah, we'll definitely do some of these tiny, because these two are stackable. So first you pick up your peppermints and then the swirls. Let me just quickly, this is my little case of Maniology, and so I was thinking on one of them I wanted to do like the dark blue. Oh, look at that. I wanted to do like blue candy canes instead of the red because we have the glitter. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so we have some hot colors as well that I might end up using. The 4 swirls. I'm sorry. Is it this one? Right? Hot pink and purple. Okay, let's see. This is even a hotter pink. Okay, let's... We'll need white. I also have some Born Pretty stamping polishes. So I usually will run and grab, because I am new to stamping, so I don't have as many colors as I'd like, but we've been building on that, which has been amazing. I know I have some new black and white. Just one second. I know I wanted to keep them separate. Oh, here's the dark blue. Okay, found it. And we have... Okay, girl, we got options. Just quickly grabbed it. I have like this Maniology drawer. Okay, so look at this. Do you see this like ice color? This would also be fun for the candy cane. That is glass slipper. See, so I was either thinking one of these blues, either the dark blue or the lighter blue for the candy cane. Ooh! Okay, so I am going to be doing that, sugar. This is going to be a part of the 12 days. So I'm going to be combining my box of gloom, so that was all of the ghosts, and do like a Merry Creepmas. So mixing like gothic with holiday, but that's going to be on one of the other days. You're going to need these. This is like your go-to straight up black and bam white. So again, this is just kicking off for the 12 days, but we're going to be doing all sorts of stuff during these 12 days. Okay, so now that I think we've gotten a sufficient amount of colors, and this is a really fun way to like mix lacquer and gel. So that has a significant amount of cure. Whoops. So now when I cleanse this, it won't take so much off. See, that time, barely anything came off. So one thing I would suggest is that you cure these for, I would say, an extra time. Because what you don't want is, and it did happen with this a little bit, is it made it a little bit dull, like this, just a tiny bit. But because I'm going to be stamping on top of it, you're not even going to be able to tell. And as well, I'm going to be going in with that second coat. So upon that second coat, you won't be able to tell at all. But again, this is just, if anybody's just joining, I quickly took the nubs off of the full cover tips so that it doesn't rip the jelly stamper, and we're just cleansing. And we're going to go in with a second coat so that the stamping has something to grip to. Oh my gosh, these are like the most delicious version of an M&M. I did notice that. Thank you for saying that now. Oh, yes. Yeah, that happened to me when I was doing, because part of the content I make for Madam Glam, I do full swatch videos. That's why I have all of the colors on here, like on the hand, because I individually swatch each color so that I have like the full hand representation. And as I was doing that, I noticed with the red that happened. So I was like, oh, okay, let's be careful. Okay, so sorry, this is just going in for that second coat of each of the colors. So this is the stunning red. And if you can see now where this one section is like dull and then that's all sparkly. So yeah, just make sure you cure, I would say, for 2 minutes in the lamp, and then you won't have any of the color come off. Now, I'm only going to be doing these ones for 30 seconds because I find the longer that I cure, the less tacky it is. And we do want it tacky. It's the only time it's good to be tacky. So we're just working in thin coats and going through all the colors that we already placed and are just... And something important to note, if anybody's having issues with their stamps sticking, either use Maniology has a smudge-free and a sticky base. That's very helpful, but I personally like to either use the stickiness of base coat of the gel polish or foil gel. I find with foil gel, even if you make a mistake and you cleanse the nail, it still remains tacky. So you can cleanse it as many times as you want and then reapply. So I think that that is amazing. Okay, so we have our second coat on here. Okay. So we wanted to really have that holiday gift wrapping paper vibe. So I did all of them, but I am going to watch and click on the lamp. I only want 30 seconds. 30. Perfect. Okay. So now those are on for 30. I'm just going to make sure all my bottles are closed because I'm clumsy and we don't need that. So for anybody just joining, I quickly went in with all of the glitters from Jingle and Joy. That's Madame Glam's brand new gel polish line for December. Let's bring those down. So that is these stunning colors. Right, Riri? They're so pretty. Okay, so now that we've laid those colors out, let's start with the stamping. Okay, so to start off, now you're not going to be able to see the thumb, so I want the vision on the 4 fingers. We're going to be doing 2 different of the swirls, however, out of these 4 for the first 2 fingers, and then we're going to work our way to the rest of these. Oh, you're just getting your plate ready? Oh, I can't wait. Please tag me. I love to see your stamping. Okay. As I mentioned, you're going to need this lint roller, and make sure you have... So the pretty Maniology background is going to go for a second because that background, it is silicone, but I find that if you get a bunch of stuff all over it, you've got to clean, and just being able to swipe off onto here is big. Like, it just helps a lot. Let's get over here so we can see exactly what we're doing. Sorry for all the movement there. Oh, your food plate! I thought you were stamping too. Hello, Tara. You want to talk about stamping Miss Mooning to nails? She stamps, 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 stamps. Okay. So I'm going to start off with the white. So it's important to have everything ready because you're going to want to move quite quickly. And also what I love about this is because we're doing this live, I'll also show you troubleshooting if you pick up something and it's not like you don't, it's not exactly what you want, because that is going to happen, you know? It's a part and parcel, if you will. Okay, so one of the ones that I could not pick up for Love or Money when I first started, 1 year ago today, almost. Man, I'm going to have to get some more white. This is running out. So the only thing that's not good is if your product is running out like this, all this extra time I'm taking to put that on, there's a chance that's not picking up. But it did! But there's a chance that it wouldn't, and I just wanted to let you guys know that. Because these things happen. So this is the first swirl nail. As you see, I'm just kind of lining it up. Once I have it where I want it to go, kind of going that side to side motion. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was picturing. Oh, that's so pretty. And again, when I first started, oh my gosh, I had to pick that thing up 27 times to try to get it. It was just a freaking mess. Okay, so we're gonna cleanse. And be very careful. You're not going to want to get any of the acetone on your jelly stamper or it's going to cloud it out. So be mindful with everything like so close to one another. You don't want that to happen. Now just give me a second. So A big old bag of cotton balls is going to be like your best friend. You're going to definitely need that. And I'm just applying pressure here on the pineapple. It holds. And so you can use tissue in your hand, but it gets really messy. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to grab another one of these swirls. Why don't we go full peppermint candy here? So I find that this one is far thinner. I have to try to mix that up. Oh, I noticed there's something on my stamper. Hopefully that picks up because... Okay, so this happens sometimes. You'll pick it up, you'll have almost a perfect image except for that little tiny dot. So actually, instead of fretting and having to pick up a whole nother one, I'm just going to put a little bit of that white polish down. And then this is similar to what you do if you were reverse stamping, if you wanted to put like a different color in there. And I'm just going to fill that area in and any areas that were missing anything. That also happens from it being a little bit thinner, but that's all good. It won't make a difference. And then these outer corner ones you're not really going to see, but I'm still going to add a little bit. There we go. So that shows you now it's a full image instead of having to go and then re-pick it up, which you could, but if you've basically done a perfect pickup, you don't need to stress yourself out. Now this is where the real test is going to come, because if that tacky inhibition layer is not tacky enough, when this fully dries, it's not going to stick. And that's usually why I like to use the foil gel. But this is really going to be we're going to see if it sticks or not. And if it doesn't, then I'll show you what I do when it doesn't stick. But while that's drying, I'm just going to go to my next pickup. I'm also going to see if I have my... There we go. My older one is a little bit more tacky than the new one, and I find that it just comes out a little thinner, so I'm going to see if I can kind of mix that up. Maybe that will help. Just trying to think. Maybe we'll do the candy cane nail on there. So this is really going to be messy because this is the end of this girl here. Just kind of turn it on its butt so we can get out as much of the product as possible. Because again, you're like working on a time restraint. Okay, so I needed to scrape that just a teeny bit more. It picked up perfect, but we have a little bit of extra product there. So 1 second. And honestly, once you get into the groove of stamping, you're not going to get discouraged if one time you pick up and it's not exactly what you want, because it's all a part of it. There we go. So I just try to hold this so it can kind of build, because then when you're placing it, you don't have as much to worry about. Again, I'm going to have to get some more of the white and black because those are the ones you're going to use the most. Oh, I see hair there. Sometimes when you scrape twice, you can over scrape it. Okay. So we had a perfect pickup. There's just a couple areas that need some fill-ins. So we will do that. I want this one to be quite perfect. I'm actually just going to re-pick that up. Because this was the one that I want to show the technique of doing the secondary one. Like layering. So just 1 second. I want to make sure she's perfect. And so I would say with stamping, one thing that's very important is not to get discouraged. If you pick up an image and you're not getting exactly what you want, move on to another image. Come back to it, you know? View. Show. No, Sugar, are you okay? Just burnt your finger? Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Do you have any Solacane? I usually like Solacane. It's really, really good for burns. I'm very clumsy, so... Yeah, I'm the kind of gal that is going to burn herself. Okay, I think that... And honestly, you working clean matters. So you can kind of see by when you pick it up if you're going to get that perfect. And sometimes it is important to just go back. Go back, pick it up again. Because now that is... It's almost perfect. Now, because I'm going to be layering these, I do want it to be perfect. So I'm just going to have a double look at this. Just make sure it's what I want. So see, the individual snowflakes are perfect. There's some of the candy canes that are like slightly warped. I left my burner on low. No, honey, I'm so sorry. I am sending you so much love. Okay, so I just want to see where I'm going to be placing it. I'm just double checking if the ones that are warped, if you're going to see it. I honestly, this is more than good. I'm going to place this. I was like, that one candy cane decided to... She did not want to lift off. Okay. So you see here. Aw, thank you, honey. So I'm going to try to go in with the blue. Then we're going to see if it layers and stacks. And if it doesn't, then I'll just go in again. That's a part of the magic anyway. Okay, let's see. This will be the test and tried and true moment here. Oh, she wrinkled. That's okay. Once I do the top coat, you won't be able to see that. I find that sometimes if the polish is thinner, you'll have a little bit of wrinkling. But it's not anything to lose sleep over. Once we top coat, we'll be good. No, Sugar, I'm just really back to thinking about your hand, and I'm just sending you so much love. Please first aid it. If you've got that Solacane, that's great for first aid burns. It's really what I use because I am that girl that constantly... Oh, my partner's like, was Sugar so focused on the glitter that she burned herself? She was locked and loaded. That's a true sister right there. Oh, perfect. You have some Solacane. Perfect. I was just looking at this stamper and I'm like, you have a bit of me, don't you? That's definitely my hair. Honestly, I think we've all been there with being so locked in and multitasking and then end up freaking hurting ourselves. So we're so invested. Okay, so with that, Y'all, do you think dark blue candy cane stripes or light blue? Surf Rider or Royal Blue? That's the Royal Blue Surf Rider. Oh, hi. Okay, so Tara's hubby. I feel so bad. I don't know if it's Tara or Tara. I know there's many different ways to say it, and I feel like I just butcher your name all the time. But honey, I love you so much, and your hubby is the bestest. He's definitely one of the not Nail sisters, but Nail brothers. Surf Rider. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so the Surf Rider is actually one of the very first colors I got as well. That was a part of the Surf Rider foundation plate. And that plate proceeds went to cleaning up the ocean. Oh my gosh, it's always when you want to be fast that you can't pick up the thing. Okay, let's see if the moment of truth. Okay. So, on this one, I just wanted to make sure. Oops. Okay, so this is where like a window matters, because the where you place it either goes from perfect to not so perfect. Oh my gosh, the anxiety of that. Okay, so we almost had it perfect. I think there's one area on here that's a little skewed, but that's almost on all the candy canes. And see, that's where you can just go in and place it. Now, because I did not seal this, I have to be very careful about where I clean, because then I can just take off the snowflakes. Oh, did you? Okay, that's probably the best idea, is to do each candy cane separately. But you want to know what? I got them on all the candy canes, so I'm real happy about that. That's all I wanted. Yeah, I'm happy. So we got little blue candy canes. And really, I just wanted them blue because of this girly pop here. I just think that that's so stinking precious. And that's way better than the first time I did it. So I am really happy about that. Let's get this cleaned. Do, do, do. Okay, so on the smallest nail, I think that would be nice for that heart candy cane. It's so funny. Like this time last year, I would never have went live and did this. Been like, what kind of fresh hell? Why would I want to do that to myself? And now I'm like, okay, cool, sounds fun. I will pick that up one more time because there's a couple parts missing, but that was pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Let me just double check. Yeah, I want to pick that up again. I think one of the things, and I know what's happening already, so it's like, that's also feels good, is to know where there's a breakdown. I need to get new white polish. So because this is right at its end, I know exactly what issues I'm having. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for coming into day 1 of the 12 days of Maniology. I am going to be featuring different plates, and I'm really excited. Stamping has become such a huge love of mine. So close. So close. Just the tip. The tip of the candy cane is not coming out how I want it. So we're going to do that again. But yeah, let me see here. Let me quickly plug my phone in. It's going to start dying. Sorry about that. Just had to grab my charger. Oh, thank you, honey. Okay, let's just, yeah, that would be a shame to have this die. While we're right in the thick of everything. Okay. Let's continue. And so what actually Tara was saying about individually doing the peppermint, the candy canes, that's actually what I did for, let me find the nail. So for this one, I individually iced each and every nail. So you will get like ultimate precision if you do that. I have to get back into stamping. I've been using decals and stickers the last few manis I've done. Oh, you've hand painted. No matter what you do, honey, it's amazing. But yeah, I love stamping. It's so fun and crisp, and yeah, you can get super creative with it. But yeah, just love. Love, love, love. Okay, let's try this again. And again, it's really just about getting that proper amount in and the viscosity of your... Because I find, again, what I was mentioning before on that one is like if it's too thin, it almost like will look translucent, and then it also won't pick up as nicely. Okay, let's try to go side to side. Okay, well, side to side did that perfect, but I didn't scrape enough. See? Learn from me! But it is these little things that when you're stamping, if you don't let it discourage you, you are going to be so surprised with how much you can pick up. But I'm just a perfectionist, so sometimes I'll pick something up and though it looks good, I'm like, but it could look better. I want to hand paint so bad. Right, sis? Oh my gosh, recently I got to hand paint a Jack set. Like, look how stinking cute he is. This is just definitely hand painting as one of my huge, huge passions. And I've been learning so much about that as well. Hand painting is everything. But see, I love that you can have all aspects, right? You can stamp, you can hand paint, do a little bit of everything. Okay, if this one doesn't come out the way I want it, then I'm just going to move to another design and come back to it. It's usually the name of the game for me. Oop. Oh, wow. So that was almost perfect, but again, there's a couple of things that I don't like, so we're going to come back to that. It's kind of like similar to in nursing, you know, your 3-strike rule. If you try to take that blood 3 times and you don't get it, you stop. Okay, so I actually want to do one of the sayings. So I think the one I did, Sweet But Twisted. So I think that was the first one that I did. So I want to try this one. Show me the candy. Yes, you have to have the right pressure, right? And so I find with chronic illness and stuff, like I have nerve damage in my arms. So at first I was either going too light or too heavy. And then I watched a Girly Nails 66 video, and she was mentioning about using the, what's it called? The weight of the stamper. Oh God, that was almost perfect. Oh, don't piss me off. It doesn't even want to focus. Okay, so that was literally perfect except for a little bit. I am having an issue with my white. I am going to have to get a new polish. But that's okay, because with a little bit of perseverance, we're going to get it. Oh my gosh. That was just so pretty, though. I love how that picked up. And see, we've almost had like an hour now. I almost just put it on the candy cane again. I want to get that candy cane so bad. We've almost been stamping for an hour. So it's like time can just like fly while you're stamping. I'm going to try to scrape all that down so that... show me the candy! Okay, we got it. We got it, babes. Okay. Show me the candy. Oh my God, how freaking cute. Okay, so let's continue with the cleanse. Have you tried stamping with ombre gel, pat gel? Oh no, I want to though. I don't have any pat gel. I think the only pat gel I have is from Born Pretty. I will definitely have to try that. It sounds like it'll pick up like a dream. Okay, so just trying to think of like what size candy do I want on there. Well, while I'm thinking about that, let me try to pick up that freaking bane of my existence over here. There's always one, I find, one image that likes to give you trouble. But it's also like the moment you actually get that image down, you're going to be laughing all the way to the nail bank. Okay, see, we're almost there. We really are. We're so close, guys. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to check that out. I know I used to have like a UV stamping gel like forever ago. But even then when I tried that one, it wouldn't work. So I've been so shooketh with how good Maniology like stamping polishes and plates have been, like thoroughly. But yeah, I'm always open to trying new things. Yeah, this one, it's so weird. This is my newest Maniology white, but for some reason it's like a thinner consistency. I don't know. My other one's way thicker and it kind of fills in a bit better. Oh God, we're so close. Let me see. Let me see if I can fill that in. We'll see. If not, then I'll do it again. One thing about stamping, you can like work clean, but there's always going to be some kind of mess, if you will. Still gonna, with another stamper, try to pick it up again. But at least we have this one as a backup. If we so choose to use it. We've got it. Okay. So that's one of them, but I'm going to see if I can get... My favorite for white and black is Born Pretty. Yes! I've got them right here. But this one's almost run out. That's why I'm having an issue. It can never be that easy, right, sis? Honestly, with really bad body pain, I wouldn't be 4 nails in an hour. So I am happy with that. Okay, so the color, because we're going to stay to that blue. So let's pick up the blue stripes. Ooh. Did that really start picking up? Tell me how I was able to just pick that up after it fell. Okay, well, there is a God. Okay, well, we'll see about that as I throw my nail off here. Excuse me, how did you get white polish? Really? Really? Of course it would get white stamping polish from something. I was trying to give it time to dry because acetone is very detrimental to the practice hand. Okay, let's get this cleaned off. Okay, I do want to see if this will work. In your window. Now, normally I would go in and coat the one so that if I don't get it right, I wouldn't just do them one after the other. But we're feeling spicy today. But yeah, I would normally seal this with a base coat so that if that second stamp didn't work, I wouldn't have to ruin the first. But we're just going fast and loose here. So now I do want some snowflakes. So I'm going to pick up this other one here and then just isolate and just take the snowflakes. That's it. So let's pray to the goodness and the golds that my white works here. No, I'm just focusing on the snowflakes because I'm going to be wiping off those candy canes. So it doesn't really matter. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dotting tool and let me see if I can... So sticky is always going to be what moves this stuff the easiest. So I am taking a little bit of my glue dot here and putting it on my dotting tool. And I'm just going to rip off a little bit of that sticky gel. So just softly creating like a little sticky, I don't know how you'd say it, but on the dotting tool. Because then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to remove anything I don't want. So when you're doing isolation, this is one of my favorite tricks for isolation, just to quickly remove any images that like you don't want. I find that this works really well. Okay, so I placed that, and I was very gentle because I didn't want other snowflakes coming off with it. And now I'm just going in with Madame Glam's silicone tool just to place down. So you see how nice and easy that was? I'm going to place another one. Now I am playing fast and loose because if I go too hard, I'm going to get things transferring where I don't want them to. But I'm also just having fun, so like, who cares? Something bad happens, we'll fix it. Do you see how fast, after isolating, just being able to place that? Heaven. Okay. So far we have our peppermint swirl, our blue peppermint swirl, candy canes and snowflakes, writing in snowflakes, and the heart. So I think we're just going to offset some two things, like right here and here, and then we're done. But like, look how fast this has been in under an hour, and we were able to pick up all those images and paint the base color. I think that that is freaking amazing. And I'm trying to only feature one plate at a time, but if it so happens to be, we can feature more plates. I just kind of wanted one plate a day until I run out of holiday plates, and then we might have to combine some. Okay, so let's pick up a peppermint. Let's see if I can zoom you in a little more. Okay, let's pick up a peppermint. Don't want to lose that. So typically I would clean off my stamper before all this, because just even this flitzing about could mean that it doesn't pick up. Oh, we were so close. We got a Pac-Man. Boop, 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 boop. That definitely looks like a Pac-Man. That's okay, we'll just do it again. Do 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 do. Ooh. What about purple peppermint swirl? I think we're going to do the purple. And you guys will see, like, when I choose a random color like this and then pick it up, it's like seamless. So it's really I'm having an issue with the white, and I'm going to have to get another white, but it doesn't matter because it is what it is. Having to pick up here and there, it's not the end of the world at all. It's actually a part of stamping. You're not going to get a perfect image every time. But if you have the proper stamping polishes, it does take a lot of that, like the fuss out of it, if you will. Oh man, that was a big dollop. A dollop will do! Woohoo! Are you giggling at me? Yeah, Irish is showing. Look at the Irish. Okay, so I was going crazy about this, but I realized that you're not even going to see the whole peppermint, so don't go crazy. And then, that's still tacky, because this is not going to fit on otherwise. Not more than 5 more minutes. Look at that. And then I'm just going to take some of these snowflakes. There we go. Like, how stinking precious is that? Let me just move these all over. And then I'm right at the end of my top coat. Feel like I'm at the end stages of a lot of stuff. So and also I love using the no wipe top coat from Madame Glam because it doesn't smudge. Do not put base coat on your nails like to seal it unless you float it, and you're very careful because you can have bad things happen. Like smudging when I say bad things. Okay, let's just get a little dollop on all of the nails. Oh my gosh, y'all. These turned out so stinking cute. This was just a quick look put together. You know, you can make it as complex or as simple as you want. You don't have to do art on every finger. I just really wanted to have fun, and especially with this being the very first stamping plate that I ever got to use, I wanted to come back with some of my knowledge and reuse it. And I definitely had a very fun time with this the second time around. The first time was very fun, but it was really stressful. I didn't find that this was stressful at all. Even if there was areas that didn't pick up, it still didn't feel... Oop. I was like, these are wet, let's not... Yeah, on the Madame Glam background, so pretty. Just pop that in. So thank you for coming in. So this was the first day. Oh gosh, did that unplug? Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, when the lamp doesn't turn on, you know there's a problem. This was the very first day of the 12 days of Maniology. I really hope you guys enjoyed coming in today. I hope you learned something. For anybody that's just joining, if you want to try stamping for the first time, you can head over to maniology.com. You can use my code RAVENART for 10% off, where you could start stamping. Oh my gosh, this looks like a unicorn. Let's clean this, but they have such infinite plates. So this was a plate that I got a whole year ago, and it's still the gift that keeps on giving. And just a small example of what you can do. I used their plaid plate, and I did some Frenches on myself, and then stamped. So you can really be so versatile with stamping. You can do so much with it. This is almost done. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the very first day of the 12 days of Maniology. This is M512 for anybody that wants to grab this plate. Aww. Oh my gosh, honey, thank you so much. That means the world. I had went live earlier. I quickly did the swatching of all of these colors. And then because we did the swatching, I was like, we need to come back, do the first day of the 12 days of Maniology and get to use these colors. So I'm just over the moon. This was absolutely everything. And actually on Maniology's YouTube. They just posted the set I did a year ago. But this is that same plate, so you can really be so versatile with the plates. You can use any kind of colors or anything that you want, but you can just make so much pretty magic. And look at the intricacies, including handwriting, all sorts. Thank you guys so much for coming into today's video for day 1 of the 12 days. We'll see you tomorrow for day 2. I love you oh so much. Mwah. Sending so much love your way this festive season, and I hope you're having a happy holidays. From my home to yours, sending so much love. And to all the top commenting beautiful humans, Moon Inked, Riri, and Sugar, you guys are everything. Thank you for making this live so special. Ooh, it won't let me get out of this now. I'm like, I can't see. One second. I'm so sorry, guys. There we go. Now I can see. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. See you in the next one.